Good afternoon. It is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen, and we today are going to say it again. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. No, it's not a political statement. This is the name of a newspaper. We're going to talk to you about that right after the break. Yes, we can.
It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
We're back. I'm Wallace Allen. This is Ethel Martin Miller. And yes, we can. That's the name of your newspaper.
Yes, we can is the name of the newspaper.
And that's also the attitude that you walk around with.
I walk around with it every day. I'm a very positive person, and I think the Inland Empire and all beyond, they need to have something that is positive.
And what makes your paper so positive?
There's no drama, no bad news, and no scandals.
Don't bring me no bad news. Somebody should write a song like that and put it in, in a play or something like that.
But being positive, I want to thank you, Wallace, for allowing me to be a guest today.
I want to thank you for bringing your product in so that we can share that with our viewers and talk a bit about how you are managing to stay successful in the newspaper business that everybody else is taking a dive in.
Well, you know, I want to tell you a little bit about me. I started my newspaper from the hip. And if somebody don't know what that means, I didn't know nothing about journalism.
Okay.
Okay? I was working with youth most of my life.
That's youth, Y-O-U-T-H,
youth.
not you, me, but youth.
Youth.
Okay.
Maybe out in the street youth, in the church youth, and in group homes.
Okay.
And the group home I was working for, it closed. And I had a lousy Social Security amount. I had a crazy small pension.
Like many of us facing retirement,
exactly.
Tired but not ready to retire.
Exactly. So I said, I got to do something. I got to do something to supplement my retirement. And lo and behold, the newspaper was born.
Very good. And that's been how many years ago?
9+.
And you publish?
I publish once a month.
Okay.
And I handle the areas of the Inland Empire, from Pomona, which is Pomona Valley, but that's where my church is.
Okay.
So I had to put it out there.
What church is that?
Antioch Missionary Baptist Church.
And who's the pastor?
Pastor Steve Laurie, Sr.
Very good.
Yes, I'm glad I got that one.
So, tell us more about the paper.
Okay.
And how you're doing at this point. Because once again, the newspaper industry is taking a dive. If you haven't seen my newspaper lately, it's pretty much a legal paper, a legal sheet, because I'm not able to keep up with the display advertising. And rather than cut my throat, I decided to, kind of cut back on what we're doing. So I applaud you on your loyalty of your clients, and I applaud you on your tenacity to keep it up. And I see your front page, and I want to share that. This does date us a little bit because this will come out after Mother's Day, but this is your Mother's Day issue.
But let me tell you something about my front page. Right now, these roses is to every mother that is living. And it's also telling them how Mother's Day came about.
Okay.
And it's also telling them how one lady had 69 children.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
How many husbands?
She had one husband.
She
had twins. She had triplets.
Hold it. She had them all herself.
69.
In how many years?
And hey, we researched it.
We could take time for you to read it and tell us. I mean, this is amazing.
It's 69, short.
How many years?
69. Let me show you right here. Okay, come on, real quick.
Miss Martin Miller is reading her newspaper to get us a fact that I just can't believe. Well, I believe it, but I'd like to get a little more
Okay, here it is. Can you believe this? The Guinness Book of World Records say the mother 69 children included 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets.
And once again,
And it all came up to 69. It didn't say
how long it took her. I would imagine this lady probably was having babies when she was 60 years old or something like that.
Probably. You know, Janet Jackson had hers at 50.
You guys go look this up.
Yeah.
Guinness Book of Records and verify this wonder in it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And then it's also going to tell them how Mother's Day came about.
And how did that happen?
I'm not going to tell all these secrets. I want them to go.
That's a great tease.
What? It's a tease.
I'm going to give them. In this business, we call that a tease.
I'm going to give them my telephone number because I really don't mind. And if they call me, we will get them a paper if it's not dropped off at an area where they are.
Very good.
So just call me on 909-973-2927.
I think we're going to put that right here.
Okay.
So people can see it.
Okay, cool.
Call her in the middle of the night. Call
Hey,
her early in the morning.
I'm a
Call
very
her
positive person.
whenever you want because she's a positive person.
Yes.
And she will probably not let you hang up until you have learned something from her.
Exactly. That's
or
me.
you're something else.
I even accept bad calls. People say,
Wait a
well,
minute. What about the scam likely calls? You can take those?
I take them and I ask them, who are you? And if I don't know you, I don't want to talk to you. I take them all. If it's a terrible call, I said, good. I was waiting on someone I can minister to. I could pray for you, and they hang up real quick.
You just learned another secret. Yeah, that's a wonderful secret. This is this is what you get when you call me in the middle of the night or in the middle of the
I'll
day.
say, well, I'm glad you called.
Okay.
I want to pray for you.
And maybe one of those people could be a good salesman if they were bold enough to talk to you. How, as you started a paper with no journalism background,
Okay.
how did you move out and initially set yourself up to be successful for 9
Okay,
years?
this is how it started. When I first started, I kept talking about it, but I was nervous to get it going.
Okay.
So my son, one day he says, Mom, why don't you start the paper? And I said, well, I'm afraid. He said, what are you afraid of? Well, I was afraid because I didn't know how to lay the paper out.
Okay.
And my son, Gary Martin, is a genius. So he says, Mom, come on, let's do this. So he started laying my paper out, and he had to learn himself, and he did. And so how I started is I went to every friend, every family member that I knew that had a business,
Okay.
every church that I knew the pastor, and they all supported me, and they started taking the ads. Now this is the funny part. My son and I, we were on the phone, calling people, calling businesses, and I would listen to my son, and he's like white collar, so he was very proper, very business, and I said, I can't talk like that. That's not me. And so I tried, but I wasn't getting anywhere. So I started being me.
Very good.
I started calling. Next thing my son tells me, Mom, they like you.
Excellent. Yes.
And so as I started calling, I started developing relationships. I have Rotolo Chevrolet. They all know me. I get hugs when I go there.
Okay.
I give hugs. So I've established relationships with just about every one of my advertisers.
Well, congratulations.
And that's how they want to see me, because I tell them up front, this is supplementing my Social Security. And they say, well, we want to keep you in business.
Okay. Yeah. We hate to have you come by here and just ask for money, because as successful as you are, we would just give it to you.
It's just have worked out so beautiful. And I want to say about this paper too, people thought that I copied Obama, but unless it was in my mind subconsciously, I can't even explain how I came up with the name. When I went down to do the DBA, it just popped up in my head. So I really don't know how it got there. And because I am a Christian, and I wanted my paper to represent Christianity, my son, totally business, he goes, well, why don't you put Christian on the front of it? I said, I don't want to.
Okay.
Because if I put Christian on the front of it, everybody's not going to pick up my paper.
They may not get to the back of it.
You know?
Okay.
But as you keep turning the page, right in the middle of my paper is the word.
All right.
All right?
Very good.
So I tricked them.
Good for you. Good for them too. Because it's working out.
It's working out.
Absolutely. So what do you see in the future for your paper? Are you on the web? How do you?
Okay, I am on the web, but I'm not working it the way I'm supposed to. And I will start. So that's kind of how that is. I do video some of my advertisers, and I love doing a little quick commercial for them on Facebook.
Okay.
And I'll go visit them and tell them, come on, let's do this. We could do this. So that's kind of how I've stayed alive.
Well, I'm glad that you have managed to do that and to be so enthusiastic about it. You've probably kept a lot of other people alive too, simply waiting to see you.
Well, like I say, I get hugs and I give hugs. And let me say this. Everybody that wants to read about news, they don't want to have to go to the computer. They don't want to have to look on the cell phone. They want to go sit down in a nice, comfortable chair, especially the baby boomers and some of the silent generation. They want to sit in a nice, comfortable chair and take those pages, cut them out, because a lot of them don't even know how to use a computer.
Okay.
And I have had a lot of my readers tell me they have a file on my paper.
Right.
Because I give them information on health or vitamins or you name it. If it pop up in my head, we research it. And it has happened that what I'm interested in, a whole bunch of other people
are
are.
interested in too.
Yes.
Kind of remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's remarkable.
And when you think back to 9 years when you were afraid to start, you kind of wonder why it took you so long.
I was scared. And you know what?
How many people do you think are held back from beginning things because because of fear?
Many people. And I think a lot of people, I'm going to say this to them, if you're desperate for income, you need to find something of what is your gift. Like these earrings. I make them myself.
No.
Because I'm crafty. So everything, every gift, you can use it for your own financial gain.
And that's a great message. Now, you got me looking at these earrings here now.
Yeah.
I'm not much on earrings, but those look pretty fly.
I tell you, the young people, I don't care what culture they're from, they will stop me and say, oh, I love your earrings. So
have you decided to make and sell?
I do sell them.
You do sell them?
I do. The only thing I have not done was put them online, but I vendor. I'll go out and vendor. I got maybe 3 already for Juneteenth. I'll be out there, and I do this. I started doing it to supplement my newspaper, so I can keep my newspaper going. But now I think my newspaper is not running, but it's trotting.
Very good.
It's trotting.
Very good. So you've got a lot of energy. Do you have enough energy to stick around right after this break and come back and talk to us a bit more about something else that you're doing?
Yes.
Has to do with loving on children?
I want to talk to parents about loving on our youth the way they're supposed to be doing.
We'll be back right after this break, and you'll get a chance to hear more about
Loving.
Ethel Martin Miller's nonprofit organization called Loving on Our Youth.
Yes.
Right? We'll be right back.
Operation Wonder Park is a go!
There's nothing more powerful than imagination. But don't just imagine. Use STEM to change the world.
Who's with me?
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Good afternoon. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm still Wallace Allen, and we are still here with Ethel Martin Miller. Ethel, you have a nonprofit.
Yes.
Well, first of all, thank you for talking about Yes We Can, your newspaper. But your nonprofit, Loving on Our Youth. Tell us about how you started that and what is that program about?
Okay, my husband and I, we were counselors at our church, counseling people that were addicted to drugs, okay? And we would be there waiting and waiting for the people to
Not
come
the
in.
people who are addicted to lipstick and chapstick and
No,
stuff like
not
that
them
that we
people.
were talking about. Okay.
And very seldom we'd be sitting there, just me and him talking to each other. And I said to my husband, we're trying to help the wrong people. And I said, we can't wait on these adults. They already know all of the games. They play games. You know, as we would be talking to them, they'd act like they were listening, but they weren't. And I said, you know, we need to go help these youth.
Okay.
And my husband said, yes, let's help them before they catch 25 to life.
Okay. And that's true.
And so what we did, we started a nonprofit to help youth ages 13 to first year of college. I've been helping youth most of my life. I am 72. I've been helping youth since I was 27.
Congratulations to all of us.
Yes. And what I have done, I was over the youth.
Help, what do we mean by
Okay.
help?
In church, been in church all my life. So I was over the youth at our church years ago, as far as the choir, children's church, all of that. Then I started working with group home kids,
Okay.
at-risk kids for 15 years, at boys and girls. And I'm looking at these kids and loving on them. And then community kids. If I see a fight, I will stop my car.
Okay.
I always have. And tell them, stop it. Stop it. I've never been cussed out. I've never been disrespected. So we decided to start loving on our youth. And what we do is just what our name is. We love on them. We try to tell them the true foundation of life, real life. You know, you can't go in your parents' home and be rude to your parents. They're taking care of you. Right now, my husband and I, we have connected with the Fontana Police Department. They have a program called FLIP.
Okay.
And FLIP is all of the kids that are getting D's, F's, acting a clown in school, and don't want to go to school. And it's up to their parents to enroll them in this program. And it's a tough program. Those officers are hard on those guys and girls. So we've become a part of them being mentor, and I say mentor grandma and grandpa.
Okay.
And we show up on Saturdays, and I'm fussing and loving on them, hugging them. And it's working for them, and it's working for us. And we do this, we're mobile. My husband and I will go anywhere in the community, anywhere. If it's a church that want us to come, we go. If it's a community center that's giving something, we go. And we're really just telling the parents. Now, I'm going to make some parents upset right now. I always say, if the shoe don't fit, don't try to make it fit. And I say this because the parents have dropped the ball on our youth.
Now, what do we mean by that?
What I mean is they're letting the youth have their way in the home. I know we can't whoop these kids, but why are you going to allow them to be disobedient and still have the phone and still play the games and not do your chores? You have the kids, youth, they need discipline.
Do you think parents are afraid of their children?
I know some of them are afraid of their children.
Now, when we say afraid, are we afraid that the child will get violent? Are we afraid that the child will leave? Are we afraid that the child will just disrespect them? What type of fear do you see?
I
in parents
believe
at this
it's
point?
all three, and I'm going to use myself as an example. My son, when he was 15 and 16, he is now 41. And I was a single parent for 12 years. I saw and I want the parents to listen to this, I saw myself decreasing and my son increasing on how and what he wanted to do and how he wanted to talk to me.
As to who was in charge.
As who was in charge. And one day it came to me. I said, I'm decreasing. But before doing that, no, I did it then. And something inside said, you must increase. and let him know who you are. Now, this sounds rough, but it's the truth. My son and we lived in a 3-story condominium, and I was a single parent. He had a father. My son was so rude to me that I plastered my face right up to his. And I told him, I hope I can say this, I told him, one of us is going to die today.
Oh my goodness.
It might be you, and it might be me. But I didn't say it that calm. I was way up there. And my son looked at me, and from that day forward, he respects me because I wasn't going to take it. And it didn't happen. No.
So have you spoken to your son about that moment lately or recently, and what was his response?
Well, let me
verbally
tell
to
you about that. My son have told someone that we know, both of us know this someone. This someone said, you know, your son told me there's only one woman he's afraid of. And I said, who? He said, my mother. And he respects that today. I can talk to my son even though he's 41. So what I'm telling the parents, maybe you can't be as drastic as I.
Many want to be their
But you
children's-
can't
yeah.
be their friend.
Yes.
They want a parent. And even at times when my kids would say, and I only had to say something to me, I would tell them, I was born a baby just like you.
Okay.
I wasn't born a parent, but I'm trying to be a
You put
parent.
your hand on the hip like that when you said it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That means a lot.
So I believe the parents today, there's still hope. If your kids say they're going to leave, then tell them go on. Now you're going to be scared, but most times they're not going to leave.
Right.
Or tell them go on and leave and go to your granny's or go to your father's.
Well, when I ran away, I ran down to my aunt's house.
Yeah.
You know.
But see, the young people have got such a horrendous bluff over their parents. Take the phone, take the computer, and let them know, I'm going to keep this for a while till you know how to respect me. I'm paying for this. So it sounds old-fashioned, but it's never going to change.
So how do parents respond? And give me some testimonial about parents coming back to you after getting a little bit of Ethel juice.
Okay, I'm going to use a niece of mine. She has 4 kids. I took those 4 kids and told them I love them, but I'm not going to let you just do anything around me, and you respect your mother. Those kids hug me every time they see me. The kids at our church in Sunday school, if you're acting out, I'll let you slide for a while. Then I'll say this, get out. Go to your parents. You don't want to be in here. Guess what? I get a hug the next Sunday.
My goodness.
I get hugs. So all I'm trying to say is young people want discipline. That's how you show them you love them. Now here's another thing. Tell your children you love them.
Yes.
These kids want to hear, I love you. But then if the child is acting out and all that, try to figure out how to tell them, you acting out, I'm upset about it, I love you. I want you to do better. But see, that communication, these kids are not hearing that.
Well, I think what you're saying is the love is unconditional.
Yes,
Even when they are out of line.
yes.
I still love you, but I am not going to, I'm going to love you enough to keep these fences around you, to keep some security around you, and not allow you to act the way you're acting in front of me.
And it's not just their behavior, allowing your children to eat. I see so many kids overweight. This is child abuse to me. As they grow older, we just saw my husband's doctor this week, and she said out of her own mouth, it breaks my heart to see all of these overweight, obese children. She said, because as they get older,
Yes, it doesn't go away.
it's not going to go away.
Right. And we have this body shaming thing that we don't want to do now, and there's certainly ways to help people without putting them in a shaming position.
It's all love.
But love allows you to say things that other attitudes will not allow you to say.
Yeah.
Because when you're coming from love, you feel pretty free about expressing yourself.
Yes. And so, Loving on Our Youth, I am and my husband, we're co-founders of it. And it's the best thing I have going for me.
Is there an ongoing program, or is it, once again, the way you described it, basically you and your husband going out, being affectionate and real and truthful to other people's children?
Yes. Let me give you an example.
Can people call you
Yes.
about their individual
Please.
child?
Please.
So you are available for that level of consultation.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Once
Yes.
again, what's that phone number?
909.
Oh, he's got it. He's going to put it right here.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Cool.
Okay, so use that number.
Yes.
Call Miss Ethel. What's your husband's name?
Daniel.
Call Ethel and Daniel.
Daniel.
E-N-D. D-N-E. And that's marvelous. That's marvelous. Do you charge money?
No.
Will you take money if someone
No.
offers it?
The only way we take
Could people
money.
feed you?
The only way we take money is you give it to our nonprofit. And what we do with that money is we purchase incentive gifts to our kids. Kids that are doing good and kids that are bringing themselves up. And we want to continue to do that because that's how we say, that's love. We're loving on you.
Do you think that possibly, that just remotely possibly, that the reason that Yes We Can is so successful is because you are loving on our youth?
I think that yes, because Yes We Can newspaper is a sponsor for Loving on Our Youth. We've done a lot for the youth in the last 5 years, and we just want to do for as many youth as we possibly can. Hey, they have asked me to speak at the graduation of the FLIP program kids.
Excellent.
Isn't that neat?
Yes, it is. It is.
And so,
you know what? That's almost as neat as just sitting here talking to you. I'm serious. You know, Ethel, we've known each other for a period of time.
Yes.
But this is probably the longest we've sat and just exchanged, and I'm a better person for it.
oh,
God bless you, and thank you so much for what you're doing. And if there's anything that we can do to support that, please holler at me.
Okay.
I mean, no, don't holler. Call me.
All right.
And allow me to participate, because I think that you are. I think that you're very special, and I'm sure that Daniel lets you know that. Very good. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with us. Yes, we can. We can make this world a better place simply by caring for other people, demonstrating that care by reaching out. And you guys reached out to us today, and God bless you for doing it. We'll see you next time.